Yeah, hey, Mike with the Clear Creek Golf. I guess we're going to do a little tutorial about how to detail cars today, and I'm going to go over some of the products that I use. I've been doing this for over 40 years in the auto industry, body shops, so kind of know what I'm talking about. I just want to give everybody a quick lesson. I want to give you the products that I use. You can use whatever you want, but this is what I found that works the best for me. So we're going to go off, and I'm going to use everything that I use. I'm going to go over. So we use invisible glass for all my windshields and stuff. I have another product that I use after that. We have a product called Boat Juice, which is a good water spot remover and ceramic sealant, which is great for just touch up. We got brake cleaner, and I'll show you how to use that on a lot of the glue products that get stuck on these cars. And this is the important stuff. We got two different compounds. I got a real light compound for just taking scuffs and marks out, a little more abrasive if I get into some deeper scratches and stuff, and I'll go over that with the cars here in just a minute. So I'm going to use a product that everybody can get at O'Reilly's. It's a brake parts cleaner. What I will tell you about this product is on all the club car cars, paint and molded, color molded bodies, this is just fine to use and you're not going to damage anything. But what I would suggest if you're not 100% sure is to try it on a little spot somewhere that's not noticeable to make sure that it's not discoloring the paint or anything like that. But this will work on 99.9% of the bodies that we have. So what I do first here before we detail is a lot of these products come out, cars come out with decals, numbers, and they have an adhesive on it. And so we want to get that adhesive off before we start polishing and buffing, because it won't come off with a polisher. So what I like to do is I'll take my rag, we'll spray that brake cleaner into that rag right there, and we're going to run that over that glue, and it's going to start softening it up. Once it starts softening up, you're going to feel it start rolling up onto the rag that you're using. And you can see it's right now starting to dissolve. And once we get that all off of there, I mean, anything that's on the car that's not normal, you can take this brake cleaner glue. This happens to looks like somebody's bubble gum got on here, but it's going to take all that off just fine. So again, once we get all that glue off of there, and you're going to do that wherever there's decals. Some of these cars have stickers from the golf course that we're going to pull off that's going to have glue. Your numbers are going to leave glue on here. Once we get all that glue cleaned off here, then we can start the buffing process. So before we get started on doing any kind of detailing, we want to try to get rid of as much of the abrasive stuff that's on the car, which means dust, dirt, contaminants that we need to get off before we buff it, or we'll just end up buffing those into the product, and then it's going to scratch and carry on. So I always like to give the cars a first washing, which means complete wash inside the engine compartment and under the body, in the transaxle, front ends, get all that washed one time. Then I like to bring it in, and then this is when we start the buffing process and get the color and shine back on the bodies of the used cars. And so the product that we use first, we're always going to use a machine polisher. I'm using more of an automotive industry type polisher. That's a variable speed. I would suggest for most stores that you don't use this product, get a smaller one with a smaller foam pad, but always use the foam pad. And when we buff these cars, we always want to try to keep our pads as flat on the car as possible, not getting edges, because once you start doing this, you're going to start burning edges and corners. So we want to try to keep it as flat as possible on here to get the shine that we're looking for. So I'll start here, and then we'll kind of go over a little bit of the polishing process. So I'm going to have Delaney check and show you what this front cowl looks like on the car prior to me buffing it and the windshield, and then we'll re-examine it after we get it all buffed. We're going to use a product that's by 3M. It's a real light abrasive compound to just get out just some of the imperfections and blemishes in the paint. And you can get this at any O'Reilly store. You can always contact me if you're not sure 100%, and I'll let you know what you need. So first we're going to start on the cowl, and then I'm going to move up to the windshield. Like I said before, we always want to make sure we try to keep this pad as flat as we can on the product, because if you start getting on these edges, you're going to start burning and melting into the plastic bodies and the painted bodies. You'll be able to see how the colors change in this and where we start getting that shine on the body now. And when we'll do the whole car this way, you're not going to hurt any of the plastics or anything with it. Like I said, just be sure we stay off of these edges. I'm going to move up to the windshield. I'm going to show you how we can change one of these windshields from being an old dingy, dull, scuffed up to looking like brand new again. Same product. All right, let's see what it looks like. Normally I would wash these after we're all done, but this is for video purposes. Another product, Clearview, best stuff on the market. As you can see, that was just a quick deal, but you can see how the windows changed, the glasses changed on it. What I will tell you as a salesman, if you're looking to save dollars to make more money, there's $160 we just saved by refurbishing the existing windshield. Yes, when you're buffing on these cars, always remember slow is always better than fast, or you'll get yourself caught in some situations that you won't like. So always slower is better on these. You don't have to high speed to get the polish. So this compound will also take off a lot of these scuffs that you get from golf shoes and stuff getting in and out of the cart. So this is what this compound is designed for, is to get a lot of this scuffs out of these. And it's really simple. So now we're done buffing our car and we're getting ready for the wash now. And this is, to me, is probably one of the most important part of the whole detail, is getting the car clean from top to bottom. It does take a little bit of effort, but as long as you have a good solvent to use, or a detergent that you use at your stores, I don't know what everybody uses, but just anything like a grease cutter works fine. And we're going to completely soak the car down top to bottom and wash the whole car, and then we'll go to the next step after that. I do like to use a magic eraser with some of the detergent to get in here and work around inside the engine compartments on this to get a lot of that grime and stuff off that you can't get off by just washing it. Important to make sure what you see me doing, washing all that undercarriage on these and the transaxles and front end A-frames and springs and stuff, because it's just the first thing people see. All right, so we've got to the point now where we're done buffing, we're done getting everything polished up, and now it's time for the detail. I'm going to show you how I do it. You can pick however routine or however sequence of events you want to go, but this is how I do it. So once my car's all washed, we've let it dry off good. We're going to come in and I'm going to go through the whole body with this product that we call it boat juice. We'll take off any kind of water spots and gives it a ceramic coat and a really good shine. And you'll always want to put it on with one side and then flip the towel and kind of buff it off with the dry side of the towel. And we're going to do the whole car just like that around all the body parts. We're going to go around the whole car just like that. Now we're going to move into the trim and what product I use to do all the trim and everything on it. I've kind of talked about this before, but Trim Shine, get this at O'Reilly's. You can get it off Amazon. But this is a great product. I've been using this stuff on cars for the last 20 years, and it's a great product. Now, it's an aerosol, but you don't have to get on it and spray directly on it like this. You don't need that. This stuff will settle and attach to it, so it's just a nice we're going to coat everything that's black on this with this car. We're going to coat with a light coat of this all over everything. Floor mats, kick plates. We'll give the motor a light, just real light cover of this. I like to always go in and do all my wheel wells in here with it and wipe all that out so it all looks nice and clean. You can put it on your tires and then wipe this all off. I always like to get under my transaxles and do all this underneath here real light. Once we get that under, we're going to let it sit for just a little bit, kind of let it soak in, and then we're going to wipe everything off on it real good. Now that we've let our Trim Shine settle on all the black here, we're going to take and just wipe it off real light. Don't ever just leave it sit on there. I'm very much not like the greasy look, so we're going to wipe all this off real light. It's going to keep that black's going to stay nice and not just a nice new black look to it. And everything that we sprayed, we're just going to wipe off real light. I like to get underneath here and wipe all this stuff that I sprayed underneath here real light. Really is that simple, guys. It's just take a little pride and a little time, and you'll see your profit margins go out the roof. So the last thing I'd leave you with for service techs, salesmen, that if you're building a car for a customer or one you're building for yourself in a showroom, take the time to walk through the lot and go through the cars and find the cars that run, drive, and without a lot of mechanical issues to build on. You're going to save a lot of time, and you're going to have a happier customer, and it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. So just take the time to go check through your inventory and the things you want to build without a lot of issues, and you'll be a lot better off.